Yo, what's up YouTube, baby? We back again, back at it. Daily uploads. This is the daily grind, and I'm gonna keep it daily. I appreciate you guys coming with the energy, coming with the vibes, catching up on all the past episodes while I was gone. Yo, I'm gonna keep them coming. If you want to get the live experience, if you want to see how we get down, you want to add your comments and concerns or whatever, you want to drop some comments, some questions, we'd love to see you on the live. It goes down on Instagram at Rodtheplanter. I love you so much, baby, and I'm gonna see you next time. Bye. What's up, gang, alright? Man, feels good to be back. I know, it was acting a little weird there for a second. Yeah, it was acting a little funky, but here we are. Here we are. Hi, Izzy. What's cracking? Yo, it feels good to be back. It does. It feels good to be in it. I'm gonna get back into it. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna stay on top of the grind. So I got a little swaggarian in the building a little bit. It's probably this grind gang chain I'm rocking right here. Shit's saucy. Shit's hot. You don't even know how many people grabbed this off my chest today. I was like, what's that? What's that? Is that a tree? People are gonna ask you about this non-stop. I put mine on the mod safety pin, but that was just like my own little jerry rigging. But we're gonna have them in hemp. We're gonna have them in platinum. Tight. Yo, grind gang, we popping off, baby. We popping off. Thank you. I try to like feminize it a little bit too, man. Like especially the more muscular I get, the more like subconscious I get about being like a strong guy. Like I don't like to be thought of as like a bro. And so I try and like lighten it up, you know what I mean? Trying to keep some color going, keep a little bit of feminine like touches. Keep you nice and balanced, you know what I mean? I like to balance all my energies. I like to keep myself well balanced. I like to have a good masculine energy. I also like to have a good feminine energy going on. I like to be happy. I like to embrace my lows too. Appreciate you. I didn't always have no style. My style is just coming back to me. I lost it for a long time, but as you become happy, as you start to become your best self, you just start to want to express that more and more, and you try and find ways to do that. But the best thing you can absolutely wear is a smile, baby. That's the best thing. Smile. It's crazy how much more attractive you are when you smile. People try so hard not to, and it's just like, you're fighting biology here. Like biology wants you to smile. Like when you see a mate and then that mate smiles, that just makes you like 10 times more attractive. So, you guys keep trying to serve them sexy pouty lip faces y'all want to. I'm just gonna be out here being happy, having a good time. What's up, YouTube? Hey, remember that I record these, we put them on YouTube. Look, splash. Look at that splash. It's right there. Look at Mac, right there. Slash. So hey, they're recorded and you can check them out on YouTube, because I know lately sometimes I have not been the most dependable person, and I apologize for that. I truly do. I like to be a man of my word. I like to set the example, so when I say something like daily grind, I expect for it to be daily, and I know you do too. So I apologize when that doesn't happen. But I'm doing the best I can. That's all you gotta know. Like, just know that I don't fuck off. Like, it's like, if I'm not coming, that's not because I was just like, oh, this ain't important or nothing. It's just like, I sometimes, that's why I said I'm gonna start doing them anytime I can, right? Rather than saying, oh, 7:30 is gonna be the time, and then something comes up in my schedule at 7:30, and then it just falls off. You know what I'm saying? But I love you guys. Thank you for always supporting. Thank you for telling people about the show. I've been getting massive new followers. Follower count been going up every day. We've been seeing more and more new people coming into the lives. So super excited about the way everything's going. Ta-da! Come on, baby. Look at that. Look at y'all, man. I love you so much. Everybody who's been sending stuff in. We're going to fucking look at all this space I got. Look at all this. I love art. I love supporting artists. I'm going to get like little names. I'm going to probably get y'all's like Instagrams right above those. So it's tight. Send me some stuff. You know what I mean? I would love to put it up on my wall. I love to, represent what the grind gang's doing, just like y'all represent me every day. Appreciate y'all. Okay, let's talk about what we're gonna talk about today. Yo, some people have been reaching out to me. Some people have been talking to me. Y'all do. Y'all know that. And a lot of times I can't get back to like every single person that DMs me sometimes. It's like the numbers are increasing. And so now it's like hard to have all these conversations. That's why we're going to be starting like the official Grind Gang thing. So that way, you know, I can just stay focused on the people who really need me or really want me to like be a part of their lives, right? But if I don't talk to you like personally on a personal basis, a lot of times what I'll do is, you know, the things that you guys are going through, the things that you're telling me that are going on, inspiring you in your lives or whatever the case may be, I try and work those into what I talk about on the live. So if you've like reached out to me or whatever, or you do DM me from time to time, check the live, because I bet you the live talk right at you. I bet you, I won't say your name, but I bet you the live resonate heavy with you, particularly after we talk sometimes. And so some people were saying, look, they're going through some things, right? A lot of times what I'll see happen is when people are going through some stressful times or hard times in their life, they tend to fall away from the Grind Gang. And I understand that. Like me, like personally, like being like the leader of this little like gang we got going on here, like even I do that sometimes when I'm not feeling up to par, if I'm not like bringing the most positive vibes, I sometimes fall back from the daily grind or from being around you guys, right? And the thing that I always say though, and then, you know, after like a couple weeks, I'll notice. You know, I notice when you guys aren't around. Like you notice when I'm not, like we're connected, so I notice. And then after a couple days or weeks, somebody will be like, oh, hey, sorry I haven't been around. You know, it's just been really, really tough for me lately. Things have been really difficult, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, that's the time you need to be with the Grind Gang the most, right? The time that you need the Grind Gang the most is not when everything is easy, right? The time that you need a positive mindset the most is not when things are all happy-go-lucky and great for you. Being positive when things are positive is so easy. It's so like natural. Like that's not even something that's real. Like you're just gonna do that, right? That's just going with the flow, right? That's just natural. But when you're going through something that's really difficult or challenging, or your circumstances are changing in a way that is unfavorable to you at that moment, that's when it becomes so, like, that's like game time. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's game time. That's like when you should kick into this gear where it's like, yo, this is what I've been practicing for. Like, I watched all those damn lives. I listened to this motherfucker talk forever, and we talked about positivity and using my subconscious mind and directing and influencing the world and the things around me, right? Now is the time where I gotta do it, right? But it gets tough, right? Just like anything, right? It's so natural that when the going gets tough, right? What happens? Why does it become so hard for us to enact that positive mindset in that moment? What? There's a certain emotion that actually is like directly competitive against a positive mindset, right? So here's love and positivity, and then on the other complete super negative spectrum is fear and negativity. And that's why it becomes so hard to be positive in those moments, because we get something or we get in a situation and it makes us afraid. And as soon as we become afraid, we're essentially enacting zero faith, right? Like if you're afraid of something, then you cannot have faith at the same time, right? You can't have faith that everything's going to work out and be okay and be for your best, right? If you're also afraid of all the things that are going to go wrong or could happen or is like going to tear you down, right? And so this happens, right? This is this is why I'm trying to condition your mindset, right? This is why I'm trying to help you condition your own mindset, essentially. And this is why I've conditioned my own, is because you have to be principle driven, not circumstantial driven, right? And this is just the toughest, hardest thing to understand about switching kind of your focus of your lens, right? And how you control yourself in the world, right? Is you gotta understand, like, your principles, your beliefs, your mindset has to trump every situation that you're in, right? Every situation that I come into contact with from the outside world, right? I have already, in my mind, determined how I'm going to act in those situations because of who I am and who I want to be, right? And who I believe about the world, right? So if you're a positive person, right? And you believe that positivity will bring about to you the most ideal circumstances in your life, right? Well, when things start to get tough, or when you start to see contrast out in the world, that's the time where you need to be the most positive so that you can be attracting the positive outcome out of that, right? If you flip that script and you start to listen to what the world's telling you, or getting caught up in the negativity or the circumstances of the world, it gets really, really tricky because you start going down a rabbit hole, right? And then you kind of start to manifest that on accident because you responded to that, right? It's like you're affecting the world, but the world can also affect you too, right? So if you start responding to a certain vibration, well, then you're going to start getting sucked up into that vibration, and then you're going to become that vibration. And so I see this a lot with like our health, right? A lot of us start going through health situations, or something happens where we get sick, or we find a lump or something, something just goes wrong, and all of a sudden what's the first thing that happens? You get scared, right? You're like, oh shit, like I'm gonna die, or like whatever, like I'm gonna have cancer, or it's gonna be the end of the world, right? This doctor comes to you, and we forget that the doctor, he's just playing like dress up, right? Like the doctor, he puts on this robe, but in the end, he's only read like so many books, and he only knows so much about your specific human body, and like, I don't even know how proficient your doctor is at medicine in the first place. Like, do you know a lot of doctors don't even like pick up a book again after they graduate medical school? Like they become like a practicing doctor, and then they just let them go out there. And they're not like staying on top of the most cutting edge medicines, or some of them are, because some are passionate about being doctors, but some of them are just doctors just because it's a big paycheck, right? And so they're showing up to work every day for a big paycheck. Not because they care about you, or they want the best for you necessarily, but because they're getting paid big money to be there. And so they just show up, right? And then so what happened is this dude comes and he tells you, hey, you got a lump. It might be cancer, it might not. We don't know. We got to do some tests. We're going to figure this out. But right now, just stay chill, but there's a lump. And we're worried about that, but we're going to figure it out. And now you're like, because he said that to you, now you're worried, right? You're like, well, this guy's a doctor. He's a professional. Like, you start to believe more in what he's saying than believe in your own universal power to manipulate your circumstances, right? And so I know this to be a fact. I had a terrible disease, and they used to try to tell me all the time, you're fucked up like this, and you're fucked up like that, you're going to have this for the rest of your life, you're going to have eczema, you're going to have asthma, your ADHD, you got this and this and this allergy, that and that and that, like just all the time, nonstop about how I was just going to have all these like struggles throughout life because I was allergic to this and allergic to that and that and that and that. I'm not saying any of those things are not true. I don't know. You know what I mean? But like, I know that once I started to purify my mindset, right, and start to really focus on just the experiences that I wanted and less about what other people were telling me I had to be or was going to be, I didn't care who they were. Like, I don't care. I don't let anybody try to convince me of a belief that doesn't support my principal core beliefs like we talked about, right? I believe that I'm in control with my mind of the circumstances and the reality that I experience. And so no matter what I see out there in the world, because I've conditioned my mind so much to believe that it's good for me, I look for the good. I look for the ways that it can end positively for me. I always keep with a positive mindset, right? Because like, look, here's the thing. Maybe you do got cancer, right? Let's say you just do. Let's just say, like, for one, like, because it's not like magic. Like, you will go through things. You will have tests in life. Bad shit gonna happen to you. Bad shit happens to everybody. That's a part of life, right? That's what makes us stronger. That's what grows and teaches us things. And so you might have to get cancer in order to learn something. Like, I had to get really, really sick in order to learn how to be healthy. Now, trust me, I'm super healthy now, and I'm experiencing the benefits of that. But I had to go to a really sick place. And it's not that, I don't know if I do know that I attracted that experience to myself, because I believe, again, that I attract all experiences to myself. And so I take responsibility for all that. Like, when I was sick, I was not taking care of my body. I was not eating right. I was not, I was on all kinds of like medications and things that were like unnatural to my body. And I was experiencing symptoms because of that, right? The law of cause and effect. Like, these things all have causes and effects. You ever notice how there's no pill out there or no medication that comes with 0 side effects? There's not like a single one out there. I've never seen a prescribed drug or anything that just works and does its job without side effects or without some type of negative drawback to what it has to do to your body, right? So I was doing things to my body that made me sick, right? I started purifying my mind, and then I started to think about my situation differently. I started to think about my health differently, and I literally manifested perfect health, right? I can't remember the last time I was sick. Just the other day, I had to get some Theraflu because I was having this cough thing, which is natural, changing of the seasons, so like, that's what I'm saying. I don't go off and like, when I get a cough, I don't be like, sick, And then you just start believing in the idea that you're sick. And then you go to the doctor, and the doctor is going to do what? He's going to reaffirm that belief to you. He's going to say, oh, you think you're sick? We think you're sick too. We ran some tests, and now we're starting to think you're pretty sick. We're going to find out why, right? Because would you and I'm using this obviously specifically with health because it relates to something and something that I was talking to about with somebody else. But totally forgot what I was going to say because I went on a tangent. I was like, man, I keep talking about doctors and health and stuff, and people are like, why does he keep talking about that circumstance? Obviously, right? But this is great because this is the hardest thing to manifest, right? This is like the hardest. This is where I literally learned about the idea that the circumstance does not control the mindset controls the circumstance. So when I was really sick, I had to convince myself that I was healthy, and I had to have a healthy mindset, right? Because you can only attract what you are, right? And so if you, again, somebody proposes the idea that you're sick, or you buy into the belief or idea that you're sick, the more sick you'll probably become, right? Because you're going to now start to adopt the vibration of sickness. And I'm not saying that it's going to kill you, but I'm not saying it's not going to help you, right? And so I had to start adopting this mindset of being healthy. And so I had this really bad skin disease, and my skin is looking magnificent today, so I'm super excited to use this as an example, right? But I wish I could pull up a really nasty, damn, everything looks so good these days. All right, so I used to be super fucked up, and like I have all these patches, and it'd be all like fucked and like inflamed and just super gross. I don't even know how to explain it, right? Had all these like infections and stuff. It was really, really nasty. But every day I would go in the mirror, used to go in the mirror, and I would look at all the spots that's all fucked up, and I'd be like, yeah, all right, it's not as bad as it was yesterday, right? But I was like so focused on the spots that I could see that were still fucked up, made little progress for years and years and years as far as getting healthier goes, right? Until one day I really started thinking about this law of attraction. I was like, how come I can't manifest this health? Like I'm always talking about getting healthier and being healthier, but like I'm not really seeing that as a manifesting. And I started thinking about, I was like, well, I'm still so consumed in the disease. Like I'm so always all day, how do I take care of myself with the disease? And how do I focus on the spots that are like big, but not as big as they used to be, right? So then I changed the simple mindset. I looked for something on my body that was really clear. A piece of the back of my hands were one of the first things to clear up. So I started looking at the back of my hands instead of my face, which was like the last thing to clear up. It was all fucked up. I started looking at my hands and I'm saying, yes, this is what my skin looks like, right? This is how I want my skin to feel. And I just started thinking about that. I started getting into the vibration of this healthy part of my body. I'm telling you, once I started doing that, I started putting this vibration of it already being healthy, right? And then focusing on the healthy part. That health started to grow, like rapidly, right? My skin started to clear up faster. Here I am, feeling good, living good, right? Same thing I told you about sickness. Have not gotten sick. I don't get the flu, haven't got cold, I don't get body ache, none of that stuff. I can't even remember the last time I got hurt, right? And it's not like I'm doing anything differently. It's just I think that this naturally comes. It just naturally comes with a higher enlightened mindset, right? And so you start to purify your mind. But you have to practice even when it's difficult, right? Even when your circumstances around you don't seem to reflect the mindset that you have or trying to put out there, you falling victim to the circumstances and then now adopting the same mindset of your circumstances only going to hurt you, right? So now practice. Work on keeping that ideal positivity going, right? Don't wake up every day afraid of what's going to happen next, right? Just go with the same peace and happiness that you do every day, expecting that that's how your life is going to go in the future, right? And then when the doctor comes and you come to the doctor, don't be anticipating bad news. Don't be, see good news coming to you. See the most favorable outcome to the situation happening for you, right? Because it's like that. When you're waiting for tests, there's nothing that says that it's already happened to you or that you're already sick or that you're already fired or that you're already in trouble. None of that. But we have this weird brain that gets into fear mode and it anticipates all this negative action, right? All these negative outcomes that 9 times out of 10 never fucking come to exist at all, right? And then on that 10 out of 10 time that it does come to exist, this terrible outcome, I guarantee you that 10 times out of 10 on those, you had no choice. there was nothing that you were going to be able to do to avoid that circumstance, right? Like the outcome of the test was going to be what it was going to be, whether you sweated it or whether you believed through it, right? And so all I'm just proposing is the idea that when bad stuff comes your way, when bad news comes your way, or when bad circumstances, the waves get a little higher, right? Things get a little troubled. Your relationship's not going the way you want it. Your job's not going the way you want it. Your health's not going the way you want it. If something in your life is going downward, the last thing that you want to do is abandon your positive mindset. The last thing you want to do is let the fear overcome you and you start to manifest from that place of fear, right? The universe will test you. I promise you. I promise you. It's something about, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not even the universe, it's yourself. You know, like, you yourself will test you. You'll say, I'm this type of person. And the universe or yourself, whatever, subconscious will be like, oh, is that so? Okay, well, I want to believe that too. So let's see you do that. Here's a situation for you to be the thing that you say you are. Let's see you do it. And then you'll either do it or you won't do it, right? You'll either do it or you won't do it. Then your subconscious is going to learn from that and say, okay, well, we're not quite there yet. You're just still talking about it. We're not quite manifesting that yet, right? And then you'll have to deal with that circumstance. But my point is, a lot of people, when they start to get a positive mindset, all of a sudden they see the most turmoil in their lives. And I was like, I know, that was me too, right? It's like, that's when things start to go the worst. But that's because now your subconscious wants to test that theory. And your only job is to just maintain the idea, right? Is to maintain the positive belief. Maintain the vision of what you want your life to be like and how you want it to be. How do you want to feel? How wealthy do you want to be? How healthy do you want to be? How happy do you want to be? What kind of relationship do you want to have? Maintain that vision, right? For so long, when I've been broke, I've had to convince myself that I was wealthy, right? For so long, when my shit was not popping, I had to approach it every day as if I was popping. As if my shit, I still to this day, I'm trying to approach my shit as if I got 100,000 people watching this. You know what I mean? I always am trying to approach it with a positive mindset, because if you have a belief that you can manipulate that outcome, then manipulate it. Then do it. Then put everything you have into the positive expectancy that you want. I hear people all the time like beating cancer and stuff and like beating all these sicknesses. They don't do it through medicine. You know what I mean? You know what the hell they do? They laugh. They like literally go into a state where they don't assume the disease, right? I don't assume nothing. Like you believe what you want to believe. They hate me in the doctor's office. They hate me. Because I'm that guy. I'm that guy that like, God's going to fix me. You know what I mean? And they're like, this nigga gonna die. I'm like, I don't know. But I'm just saying, like, I got two things I can believe. I can believe you. I don't even fucking know you. Or I can believe my higher spirit. The thing that's been guiding me since birth. I think I'm gonna go with this whole little internal higher self guy. I just have more faith in that guy. You know? Like or woman, whatever yours is. I don't know what yours looks like. But mine's a guy. And that dude be getting me out of shit. That dude has gotten me out of so much shit. I'm not telling you, like I said, it's reflected a lot of shit off me too. Like but bad news be coming my way. I've lost money, just, y'all know, just a couple months ago, I was low, right? I got dumped and I was low, right? How did I get myself out of it? Did I stay low? Come on, y'all see me, right? I'm trying to set an example, baby. And look at my life. I took that low and in 2 months flipped it around to like the highest I've been, right? My vibration's on point. Shit popping off for the films by bros, Rodtheplanter every day, right? I'm happy, I'm excited, and that's because of my mindset. When the circumstance came my way, I felt depression coming. You know what I mean? I felt it. I kept telling Mac every day, yo, I feel this depression coming. Don't let me go, bro. Don't let me go. I said, you know, because a lot of us will just adopt that though. We'll be like, oh, I got a reason now, right? Circumstance changed. Now I got a reason to be depressed. Here we go. Let's settle in, boys. And I always ask people, they'd be like, I'm upset about this. I'm sad about this. I'm mad about this. How long are you gonna do that? Well, I don't know. Until you know what I mean? Till I'm done being mad. I'm like, well, how long does that usually last? And you don't even know. Right? You don't even know. You're not even enacting any kind of control over that circumstance. You're just like, something triggered me. Now I have an excuse. I'm about to go in. Right? And you be like, see how mad I can get. Let's see how long I can hold a grudge. Let's see how long I can let this problem like fluster me or frustrate me, right? I'm like, yo, baby, come on. You're in full control. Let go of that circumstance. Get right back into it. You lost your wallet? Fine, get you a new wallet. Get you some more money. You got bad health coming your way? All the better reason to get it healthy. That's cool. You've been looking for a reason to get healthy. You've been wanting to eat more vegetables. You've been wanting to quit smoking. You've been wanting to start working out anyways. Now you sick? Perfect time. Perfect time to get healthy, right? But that's what I'm saying. Sometimes the universe is going to test you or send you that little spank in the butt to say, yo, you need to get to moving, right? Job starting to get on your ass. You starting to really get frustrated with your job and it's like starting to pain you and you're like, oh, I fucking hate this place. Quit. It's time to move then, baby. It's time to come up with a plan, right? These are all positive experiences for you. These are all things that are happening for your benefit, right? And so something I've been learning a lot recently is just that like nothing's wrong in the world. There's nothing wrong with my life. There's nothing wrong with your life. There's nothing wrong with what's happening on the planet. The only problems we have are the problems we think we have. That's it. The only problem that you have is the problems that you conjure up in your mind as problems. Yes, things will become situations that are less than ideal. Yes, that's true. There's going to be things that come that are extraordinary. Things that are beyond your wildest dreams are also going to come too. You know, things are going to come your way. And we talked about this the other day about just not being attached, right? Don't attach yourself to those circumstances. Don't attach yourself to what some doctor tells you. Don't attach yourself to what your parents think you should be or what your parents think you're capable of doing. You don't have to attach yourself to anybody else's label or idea of what's possible for you. I don't know what you can beat. I don't know how strong your human spirit is, but I know that I can open up books upon books upon books and I can find human beings who've beaten cancers, who've climbed to the highest mountains, who've picked themselves up from the lowest valleys. I've seen people who've walked miles on broken legs. I've seen people who've saved their kids from drowning rivers. I mean, we can overcome tremendous amounts of things. Who says you can't do that? What says you can't do that? Just because you got bad news, what says you're not going to come out on the better side, on the other side better? What says that? Nothing. Nothing said that. Nothing said that. All that was said was like, yo, you got a challenge to face. Go ahead and get ready for that. So do that. Get ready for that. Pick your pants up. Get ready. Be like, all right, cool. Circumstances. This is how I'm going to do it. This is what I'm going to feel. Right? This is how I'm going to enact through the situation. Situation is going to be what it is regardless. Right? Bad news is going to be bad regardless. You can bring the good to the bad situation. You don't have to bring more bad to the bad situation. Right? You can bring the good. And so that's what I encourage you to do. That's all I'm saying with this whole talk. It's like, like when the tough gets tough or when it goes, south or sideways or shit's all fucked up, all the more reason for you to think positively, to find out how you can bring joy or happiness or love to that situation, right? Somebody's treating you badly, find out a way to love them through that, right? So much more positive outcomes will come from that, right? You get some type of bad news, like I said, you just keeping a positive, like we don't have to take it spiritual, you can just take it practical. You having a positive outlook on it is probably just going to be less stressful for you. Whether it ends up better or worse for you, I don't know, but at least it'll be less stressful. At least you only have to deal with it. Like, you know what I mean? Like if you're going to face like this long, drawn out 6-month death, like you really only die in the minute that you die, right? And those 6 months leading up to that, those are all your choice. You can lay in the bed, you can, I'm so sick and I'm going to die and, regret and all that stuff. And like, I'm never going to be able to beat this, whatever. That's all you. You can decide. Or you can decide to fight to the last minute. You know what I mean? You can decide to fight for tips all the way to the last second, right? All within your scope. You have no control over the situations or circumstances that come to you per se, but you always have control over how you react. Always. You don't have control over what I'm going to say to you next. You don't. But you have control over whether you get offended by it or not. You don't have control over whether or not I come to the live every day. But you have control over how positive you want to be and think that day. Right? Like you don't need me to bring the vibes. Your vibes, you have them. Right? You always have them. They're always yours. They're not affected by, like what's happening in your life, right? You're instilling them to a point that you're meditating every day, or whether you're thinking positive thoughts every day, or you're working through your problems, whatever, but you're always you set up a pillar of things. Like I know that I'm always integrity. I always have integrity. Always. Not always, but I strive for integrity in every situation that I can, right? That's just one of my personal beliefs. So it doesn't matter if I run up on $10,000 or $1 million or $1, you know what I mean? Like I'm always going to try my best to do the right thing in that situation, whether you're looking at me or not, right? I don't let the circumstance dictate that. Some people do. And some people get very mixed results in those situations, right? I don't. I always get the best result possible because I'm always putting in the most positive thing I can into that experience, right? I try my best to love unconditionally, right? I'm very big in the idea of just like love is not something that should be earned or stripped or taken from people, right? You can't always fuck with people, right? You can't always be around certain people, but I don't think that love is something that like every human being should get love. We should all feel love. We should all be expressing love. And so whether you like me or not dictates very little whether or not I express love to you. You'd be like, man, that dude fuck him. I fucking hate that dude. He gay. Or whatever, and this and that. And I'll be like, man, it sucks that dude feels that way. I love you though, man. You know, if you ever, change your mind, I'll be here doing me, And that's how I'm coming to that situation. But I'm not gonna let that person dictate how I feel about myself. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna let that circumstance or anything, like I said, I'm always just gonna affect it with love. And that's because that's what my principle is. It got nothing to do with nothing. I go hard. I grind every day. Whether you watch the show or not, whether I show it, you know what I mean? I always go above and beyond. Why? I don't wait for anybody to ask me. Nobody has to make me. That's just my choice. I chose that. That's something I believe. I believe that if I go above and beyond, I'll get above and beyond results. And so I do that with everything. So I don't ask somebody well, what's the bare minimum I got to do? Or how do I just get this done as fast as possible and easy as possible? I say, how do I do this the best? What do I got to learn? Where do I got to go? I don't care how long it takes. I'm there. Whatever. You know what I mean? I'm always giving in certain situations. The situation does not dictate that. I dictate that. That's I always tell people, live a principle-based lifestyle. Principle-based. Don't be affected by what's going on around you. And the more you can do that, the more you can detach away from the physical world, the more you can detach away from dependence on good or bad or whatever. The less you depend on labels and you need everything to be labeled and understood and all that. The more you just detach, understand that life is a ride, it's just an experience. Experience it for what it is, and you be what you gotta be. Be what you said you want to be. Understand that you have a choice. You have a complete and utter control over how you think. That's it. You have control over how you think. You don't get control over the news, but you got control of how you think. So think positively. Just do that. Just choose that. Just choose that. Just if you gotta roll the dice, right? Just give yourself the fucking positive chance at least. Maybe it doesn't work. Maybe it doesn't. I don't fucking know. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it all still ends bad for you. But just save yourself those couple extra 30 minutes of worrying about it. Save yourself that extra week of sweating and fretting. Just deal with it right in the moment that you have to deal with it, right? And expect the best. That's it. Expect the best. I guarantee you do those two things. You just deal with the situations in the moment you have to deal with them and expect the best. The best will come for you. The best have always come for me when it happens. I've gotten in trouble. I've got my way out of it. I've gotten sick and I got my way out of that. I've been broke, found wealth again. I'll leave you with this. I'm gonna leave you with this. This is probably the most profound thing I can say to you right now to end this. You've survived every single thing that has happened to you up to this point. You know what I mean? There's no reason to really think that you won't survive this next one either. Right? So just keep it trucking, baby. I love you so much. Thank you so much. We're going to get back to it, baby. Just stay with it, right? You survive. We abide. It's the grind gang. It's the vibe. It's the vibe. I love you guys so much. Thank you for keeping me on my shit. Thank you for being just an amazing circumstance for me. You know what I mean? I appreciate you guys allowing me to have this show and to be a part of something that's I think truly is going to change the world. I really truly think what we're building right here and the vibes that are coming out from this to like all the people that you know and I know and they know, and it's gonna spread. And so it might be small, but even small, you know, it adds up. We're doing things every day to condition ourselves to be one more positive light person out there, you know, and one more example for other people who want to find peace and happiness in their life too. So I commend you all. Thank you so much. I love you so much. And I see you tomorrow. I'm gonna see you tomorrow.